Hey everyone, we have found enough time to do one more draft. Just in between a day that was busy, I found time where I wasn't. I have enough time to do a draft. Not sure if it's two, but we're gonna see what we can do. Um, been watching a few more drafts. Definitely notice everyone thinks green is good, but because everyone thinks green is good, that means the other colors are open. It seems like there's a general agreement. Yes, green splashing everything good is great, but if you just find your own two-color lane, you're going to do better than everyone else. Because if you find the open lane, you have everything. Um, Big challenge is, of course, finding said open lane. Um, I mean, in two of my victorious drafts, we literally were a single color. So, all right, Karvek, pretty good card if you can activate it. The fact that it's double black makes me a little iffy on it. Sharpshooter plotting for 4. So one of the things I'm thinking about is what's this going to look like at the end game? This card will win me the end game, so I'm going to highlight over it. But also, what's if I don't end up that color? Is it splashable? This being 4 mana, being a kill spell, this is pretty splashable. I don't see a point in picking the deserts this early on. Not when there's a Karvek here. Shackle Slinger is great if we are the Shackle Slinger deck. Decisive. I'm not going to double spell unless there's a darn good reason. This is good once you're in that deck. It's not a reason to go into blue-green. To put simply, it's just like, it's a counter spell. It's a kill spell. But it's one or the other. It only ever 1-for-1s. It's great tempo, but you need a reason to be there. I'm going to go with the Karvek. Just see if we can go black. Otherwise, yeah, Longhorn Shooter is perfectly reasonable. Crossfire is perfectly reasonable. All right, Slick Shot Show Off. So I've seen this in play. This is actually a decent card. You'd think you wouldn't have the tools for it, but it turns out there's just enough. Frontier Seeker, if you are white at all, this is a great card. Listen, this is this is 3 mana. Worst case is 3 mana draw 2. Best case, this is 3 mana get rid of just a 1/1 mercenary and draw. Like, this is card advantage. It technically is a crime, but I'm not going to go to Ardent Crimes. Heartless Pillage has not paid off in the past. Skullduggery is fine, and here's the thing. I see one good... I mean, really, it's too late to be seen. It's too early to be seen signals. Basically, the question is, do I want to just stick black and stay safe? Or do I want to go red and try to just get like some slick shot value? I don't think anything else in this pack is... I mean, the Skullduggery is nice, the Snakeskin Veil is nice, but I do not want to force green just because it's good. I'm going to force black instead. Forsaken Miner. Okay. So with Forsaken Miner, it looks like... My guess is they're going to wheel the Unscrupulous Contractor. Yeah. I think we have kind of an opening. Hypothesis is... Other people have been saying it's overrated. Literally, the fact that you have to discard a non-land card makes it very difficult to use. Contractor, like, we already have one. Great. Miner more likely to wheel? Really? Huh. You think so? Either way, I think if I'm going Karvik, I'm already wanting to go Graveyard Synergy. You don't think it's a... Okay. Huh. Here's the thing. I see Miner already synergizing with my deck. I could go without the Unscrupulous Contractor. I'm not sure I can go without the Miner. You don't think it's very good. Okay. I'm still going to try it. We already have a Contractor, so it's not it's not horrible for us. But the worst case, Tarnation Vista. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I recognize it might not be good, but I'm trying something different. It's early on. I will tell you right now, I have not experimented with black too much. And you haven't played either card yet. Okay. Well, thanks for the opinions. I am going to have a little of both. I think the Unscrupulous Contractor is capable of doing more card advantage, but it's like we don't know if we're a card advantage deck or if we're more an aggressive deck with the ability to go card advantage. How's it going, Destiny Bound 2? So now I'm just deciding, do I want Vile Smasher now? Because we already have 3 criminals, and 2 of them love crimes. Yeah, I think we go Vile Smasher. Binding Negotiations is safe, but no, let's go with the big upside pick. Vile Smasher is fantastic when you get it working. You played 32 drafts before running out of gems. Nice. Okay, so you've played 32 drafts and you haven't played any of those either of those cards. That's kind of revealing about their quality. Tiny Bones joins up is not really where we have 2 legendaries, but I think that's not really a card. It's I mean, it 1-for-1s with discard, but they choose what's discarding, and then that criming isn't really all that important. Ooh, Ferocification. Ooh, you recently got to Binding of Isaac. Yeah, no, I played Binding of Isaac before any of the DLC came out. I finished the original and then just stopped. Pick your death best card here. I've just seen Ferocification allow you to break through board stalls, and so I'm gonna give it a chance. Again, like I haven't played with this color combination very often. Might just okay. I think I'm so Ty Joaquin. If we went white, would be a pretty darn good card. Rooftop Assassin. I don't know. I feel like we're not really. I mean, we could attack with a Forsaken Miner. They block, and then we kill it. So that might be a nice little synergy. But it might just be the Forlorn Flats. Literally just a land that does crime and allows us to possibly splash. Yeah, no. Getting to 100% by Isaac is a huge dedication. Like I said, I got to 100% back when there was 0 updates. Now the game's like 12 times as large, and I just didn't have a reason to go back. The Flying Lifelink can save you by itself. All right, I'll give it a shot. I mean, it is an off-color land, but so I'm willing to try out. Skullcrack, let's see. Deals 3 damage target player. So this is only gaining life and preventing damage. This is only interfering with that. Neutralize the guards. I have seen someone play this, and the Surveil 2 is pretty nice. Ambush Gigapede, though. This, we don't know if we need top end, but if we need top end, this is an amazing card for it. Otherwise, the Abraded Bluffs is actually not as bad as it sounds. If we got both of those, we could have easily splashed red-black, like on Mardu colors. But I think I'm going to go with a Gigapede right now. Oh, I literally looked back and saw there was the 2-mana 1/3 that deals 1. That was probably better. We already have 1 Rooftop Assassin. I'd rather have the Highway Robbery have a way to filter through our deck. Possibly just, if we can't use the Gigapede, discard it to draw more. If we flood in lands, discard lands to draw more, sacrifice lands to draw more. Like, Highway Robbery, having 1 in your deck is always useful. We already have a Rooftop Assassin. I'm not very high on Black Snag Buzzard. I feel like a lot of times I'm playing it as a 2-mana 2/1 flyer that comes in a turn late. So, not really that path. I'll pick Caught in the Crossfire, I think. Does have ability. Well, I mean, we have a lot. I think all, other than the insect, all of us, yeah, we're all, so for 100%, I think it's all 20 enemies, all enemies, all secrets. Okay. Sorry, I'm just like thinking about this pick. This does not target anything, so it's not crime. I'm almost picking Bristling Backwoods just because it's a crime. All right, well, ran out of time, so we'll just stick with that. Nizumi Linkbreaker. Normally, I'd say this isn't very good, but it's a mercenary for Vial Smasher. It's a second mercenary for Vial Smasher. It's a sacrifice for Unscrupulous Contractor. It's like, it gives us the pump spells. I think this is going to synergize with our deck better, and we already have 1 Highway Robbery. We don't want a glove. We don't want too many of those. And if we want to be the aggressive deck, that allows us to be aggressive. Speaking of which, having the ability to make it so their biggest creature can't even block us and have a constant refueling source of crime, I think that's what we want as well. Queen, Corrupted Conviction, Rodeo. I have no idea if this card's good. I think just a 4-mana 3/4 isn't going to be big enough. We have to find spots for it. We already have 2 sacrifice fodder cards for Corrupted Conviction. I think we're going to go for the card draw. And hey, pick your own death table. So I know, I believe it was Destiny Bound saying that that was probably the best pick in the pack. Nice little combat trick. All right, Wily a little too late. Ooh, Blood Hunter. All right, so Consuming Ashes, it's nice. It's a kill spell. This goes, like, I want to be clear, I think every single creature except Ambush Gigapede. So we have 6 outlaws. This is another outlaw. We have ways to do crimes. Every time we do crimes, this gets bigger. And this is often a card where it's like, I'm out of cards in my hand. I'm going to be able to trigger this. And then there are 4 kill spells in this pack. One of them's tabling. We don't have 2 people. At the very least, we don't have 3 people that are black and red. So, if nothing else, the Terminal Agony will table around, which we can trigger with a Highway Robbery. So, I think the Blood Hunter is very easy, and while kill spells are nice, we're going to get a kill spell on the way back. Let's get our more versatile options. Deadeye Duelist, I probably should have picked over the Ambush Gigapede, but we're past that now. We're not going to hold on to the past. All right, Lila, undefeated slick shot. Okay, so Rakish Crew. It makes an outlaw mercenary that we can use for sack fodder, deals damage, and then whenever one of my outlaws die, which if every one of our creatures is outlaws, that's a lot of life gain. I think, or specifically, it deals, they lose life and we gain life. With Blood Hustler, we could just drain people out. So basically, what I'm seeing is, you think Deadeye's better than Rakish Crew? All right. I am still, like, I want to be clear, I am more interested in experimenting than Deadeye Duelist might just be better. You're correct. But yeah, definitely draining out looks like a win condition for this deck. Let's look at our curve. 1, 2. Okay, this isn't a 2-drop. This isn't a 2-drop. Okay, yeah, we have no 2-drops. Yeah, Deadeye Duelist, we have 2 2-drops. Let's get a third 2-drop. If we're going to be aggressive, we need actual cards to fill in our curve. All right. So, I don't know. I think you can't afford multiple 3-cost enchantments. Well, the thing is, I'm looking at it as a creature. And definitely, okay, I see it with a Frostification. I see where you're coming from. Okay, I respect it. Thank you for the signal. Either way, just the curve considerations. Yeah, 3 mana, 1/1. Fair enough. But yeah, I was just looking at it as it slowly drains them away. But yeah, you're right. We might be more on the aggressive side. If we want to be aggressive, we need better curve. We already have an Ambush Gigapede, which is late game. And now it looks like it's either Overzealous Muscle or Hall Marauder, which I'm picking the Marauder. A flyer that has the opportunity to 3-for-1 our opponent effectively. Pretty good. 200% Isaac, people said, takes 300 500 hours just because of randomness. Gosh. Oh, how's it going, Grixis Leader? We are not playing blue, but we were playing the other colors. Again? Okay, hold up. Ravenfell Ohms or Deadeye Duelist. So we need more curve considerations because Fake Your Own Death is not a curve consideration. Highway Robbery is not really a curve consideration. So it's the question of, do we want to commit more crimes to gain life? Or do we want to just have more ways to commit crimes? You had 3 of that Rakdos entrapment, and it was a disaster. Ah, jeez. Okay, and yeah, now that I think about it, honestly, the 1/3 body is better than the 1/2 body. And you're right, if we see the Rakdos enchantment, we are picking it. And if we are picking it, we want to make sure we're not going to glut that position in our curve. Now with a Deadeye Duelist, I'm wondering, I think Forsaken Mire becomes better because we could attack more freely. This allows the Rooftop Assassin to attack more freely. The Prickly Pear was great, but as I was saying, I do not want to glut on 3-drops. If we get one of those powerhouse 3-drops, that would change things. Yeah, Prickly Pear is top tier. I recognize that. But I think I just needed the 2-drop. I think at this point, it might just be a consideration that if we're going to stay low to the curve, we want to actually stay low to that curve. Ooh, Jagged Barons. Vault Plunderer. Which one was Vault Plunderer? I'm sorry, I can't think of it on the top of my head. I think the Jagged Barons is actually better than either Rattleback. So the Jagged Barons really helps us with, oh, that one. Yeah, okay, I could see that. I just see that, like, a lot of 1/1 mercenaries might block it and pull us off. I will state I'm thinking not fast enough. Gosh. Okay, I guess I'm picking the Apothecary. That desert was really difficult not to pick. I wish they would just get rid of the common land slot and always have dual lands. I mean, I agree. In one aspect, I agree. In another aspect, I feel like if they're going to do that, the dual lands need to be weak. I like when they do stuff like that, but also we have no splashing, so I'm going to just grab the Sterling Hound. It's probably not making the deck. It's going to the sideboard, but I don't think splashing Eartha Joe makes enough sense. So put that there. Desperate Bloodseeker. It's not an outlaw, but you know what? It commits crimes. It's a great 2-mana 2/2. We start having consideration. So 3 1-drops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 2-drops. All right, so we have a good curve to start us off. I can move these guys back here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm considering Frostification to play there. And like I said, we get a kill spell back. So now the question is, do we want the Terminal Agony that we can Madness with Highway Robbery, or the Consuming Ashes, which can Exile and Surveil? I honestly think the Consuming Ashes is worth it. And yeah, I do recognize I probably should have picked the desert. I respect that. It was honestly the fact that the desert went so long was actually surprising. Skullduggery, if we're going to be more aggressive, this is a crime committer. This is a combat trick that blows them out because they cannot afford to play around it when it's yeah, they can't afford to play around Skullduggery when I'm tacking in with the Forsaken Miners and stuff like that. So I think the Skullduggery is actually where this deck wants to be. Wow. Unfortunately, like I said, we did not pick the card, so I do not think we could splash. Then again, I don't think there's ever a world where the Overzealous Missile makes in our deck. I'm going to put the Metamorphic Blast in here just in case. I don't think this is making our deck, but it's good to have that. It looks like splashing in the Grixis colors is kind of what they're saying you can do. All right, Bedevil, kill spell, but this is always tabling. No one else is red-black. People are rarely red-black. No chance. No chance. I'm thinking it's the Cunning Coyote. Just if we are going as aggressive as we seem to be going, we throw that back at the sideboard. We grab this. Bedevil's going to rotate back around, so we'll have a kill spell there. I think that's kind of where I'm going. And then from here on, I think I start heavily... I think with this pick, this is card 22, card 23. I don't think we have enough splash for Grixis Leader. I respect it. Grixis Leader, I respect. If anyone's going to tell me to go Grixis colors, it should be you. But right now, I just don't think... I do not have any support for that. I have a Sandstorm Verge. That has one less thing. Okay. Do we grab Akul, or do we stick with... Oh my god! Grixis! Do we? We have no fixing. Guys, I want to repeat, we have no fixing. We can't do this. People might rare draft it. Yeah, no, these are... Okay, I think I picked the Akul because it is straight up a win condition. I do like just now having more crime lands. I think the crime lands are very powerful. But, oh my gosh! I'm sorry, Grixis Leader. I'm sorry, I am failing you. I'm not picking the Kroll Ultimatum, but oh my gosh, I would have been rewarded if I could have supported it. I am so sorry, Grixis Leader. You have every right to be angry at me. Every right to be angry at me. And we're picking this. Oh my... Okay, hold up. Is there garbage cards? I mean, the Deadeye Duelists are okay. I'm not sure about the Fake Your Own Death, but we are very aggressive. Let's throw this out. So we're going to play a 24-card deck. I do want... Here's the theme. We're getting a kill spell. We're getting another kill spell, which is worth getting. It's worth taking the sacrifice for the kill spell. We are getting to develop... Yeah, honestly, Grixis Leader, I should have. If I went for your path early on, we'd be playing Cruel Ultimatum. Even if I went one win, I'd be happy. Affinity kind of busted and limited. Yes, sir, I know. But I think it's just we already have playables. We want the crime lands. We need the crime lands with our things that trigger on crimes. I think it is worth getting the crime lands, even though it's the worst card. Conduit Pylons or Prickly Pear? Again, I have not really liked Black Second Buzzard. I think I'm grabbing Pear. It might make the deck. I'll probably throw out maybe the Fake Your Own Death, maybe the Crossfire, something like that. I still haven't figured it out. I will be clear, Black-Red is not something I have familiarity with. So I'm still figuring a lot of this out. We have enough playables, and I kind of want to pick lands, but I don't want another Sandstorm Verge, I'll be honest. I'm picking this Prickly Pear. I think I'm picking every desert that has our colors at all, because at this point, we have enough playables. We want lands, which will always make our deck, and will help us with kind of our options. Lazav would have been cool. I might just rare draft this Spire Bluff now, if I'm honest. Does Outlaw's Fury or Nuzumi Leakbreaker make it? I think the answer is no. Oof. Conduit Pylons or just rare draft? I'll rare draft, and who knows? Who knows? Maybe someone passes the Cruel Ultimatum right back around, and we just go for it. Who knows? Boneyard Desecrator has a good way. It's a good way to like finish off the game. Just get a lot of sacrifice triggers. Sacrifice the two Forsaken Miners, immediately commit a crime, get them back. It's something. I don't think I'm playing the Bucolic Ranch with none of those guys. Discerning Peddler as an extra 2-drop. We already have an Ambush Gigapede. I'm not sure it's going to see play. I'm going to throw this as a sideboard, possibly play it later. Here's the Bedevil we said we were getting back around. I see no reason not to take another good kill spell. It's very difficult colors, but I don't think those colors are a difficulty for us. If we have a Starwood Spreens now. Perhaps. Well, this is a kill spell. Perhaps. We are going to look at what the best... I do not know what the best deck is. I'm going to be clear. I am... Oh. Anyways, how's it going, everyone? I am still a little frazzled. I knew this was going to have to be a fast draft. Let's see, we have 44 cards. We want to take out one land because we're definitely lower on the curve. I think we throw out the Ambush Gigapede. I just need to figure out what the other cards I'm throwing out are. I could see us throwing out the Frostification. Let's see, what creatures, when they get +2/+0, become devastating? Forsaken Miners becoming 4/2s are pretty insane. It does, yeah, it allows our cheap creatures, it basically does what the Mercenary triggers do. It makes it so that it's a lot easier to get them. Caught in the Crossfire, I'm not sure if this is for our deck. Like, so first off, we can just use it as a 3-mana. Okay, hold up. Let's do this properly. Type creature. So, all right. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 early game creatures. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mid game creatures and 1 late game. Honestly, with my experience, I think I'm going to just throw out the Hollow Marauder. Great card advantage engine. But what happens is you don't get enough creatures in your graveyard to trigger it often enough to actually get the payoff. And what happens is you end up with this huge 6-mana card and 4 manas in play. So I think that's going out. Hey, Lightx, randomly scroll on Twitch on my phone because I'm bored. I came across your stream. I actually also stream and do YouTube. Okay. I don't know. This looks like a self-promotion. Yep, that is a self-promotion. Thank you, Acelaw. Yep, took me a little while to figure that out. I was trying to be excited, and then suddenly it killed. Alright, oh well. So I'm trying to figure out... So let's look at our card draw. So our card draw, we have Unscrupulous Contractor, we have Corrupted Conviction. Consuming Ashes, I'm going to consider card draw because of the Surveil effect. Other than that, I think that's it. I mean, we are in colors... Oh, here we are. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to count this as 4. So we have 4 card draw. We have a good amount of creatures. I definitely think we're pulling out here. We're definitely pulling out a spell and a land. I think that's our pulls. Hold up. 17 lands. I'm just trying to think. So if we went 15 lands in a deck that the curve ends at 4. But then again, Deadeye Duelist will be happy if we get more lands. Blood Hustler is happy if we get more lands. Highway Robbery allows us to go more lands and not get punished for it. Alright. So here's the... I think here are the 3 that I'm thinking about carrying. Fake Your Own... Or 4. Nuzumi Linkbreaker. I think I'm going to keep it because I just like those steep curve considerations. Fake Your Own Death because it's... Okay, now that I'm looking at Fake Your Own Death, I'm just like thinking with some of the cards that have like good triggers. I think it's actually better I take out the Frostification. I think we are more on the curve plays, and I think that's just better for us. We have basically 9 swamps here, 8 mountains, and I think we just go 8 and 8. Let's see. No, we have more. We have multiple double black cards. Oof. I feel like because we have multiple double black, I need to get rid of one of these double reds. You take out the Crossfire. All right, I want to... Yeah, I'm going to pull back the Frostification probably. And I'm taking out a land. I think this deck is low on the curve. We want to go to 16 lands. How Highway Robbery does give us a more stronger curve, but allows us... Basically, the thing with Highway Robbery, if we're not getting lands, we can use it as a way to get our lands. If we are getting lands, we can sacrifice the lands into card advantage. So I think one or the other is going down. And yeah, unfortunately, I don't think we have enough reasoning to go for Cruel Ultimatum. Sorry, Grixis leader. I am so sorry. Do we want the Sandstorm Verge? I think no. I think that helps with the late game. Hollow Marauder. All right. The Hollow, yeah. Oh yeah, it is a flying guy. The thing is, well, I guess it is being played as a late game card anyways. So yeah. I'm gonna go down on the red so that now we have 16 lands. I don't think I can actually afford to bring in the Sandstorm Verge. I don't think I could afford to do it. Just there are some with Akul in this deck. I think the Sandstorm Verge will be more costly than it is valuable. So yeah, I think this is our deck. We are playing Akul. We are playing. I just realized when we got Akul and I was thinking about doing the tap land, I should have just grabbed the desert and Akul would table. If I remember that correctly. Because yeah, who would pick Akul other than me? Even the Cruel Ultimatum tabled, so. Alright. Well. I don't think I'm going to be switching out this deck much. I think we just have to play it and get aggressive. Because this is going to be a harsh, like, we are frontlining. I'm used to playing control decks. This is more of a aggressive deck. So I will say this is a learning experience. Worst case, this is a learning experience for me. Got it. Akul is more relevant for someone to rare draft. Yes, I know that any of the Crime Spree cards or whatever, once it fills up. Okay, so Festering Gulch into Forsaken Miner. So here's the problem. I kind of need to draw a land. Well, suddenly 16 lands is punishing. But if... Okay, so hold up. If I draw a red, I get Scorching Shot. Positive vibing. Thank you for the positive vibes, Grixis leader. All right, so I have a little overlay. It's saying I have a 42% chance to draw a land. I get 2 shots at it. If I hit the land, Unscrupulous Contractor gets me all the card advantage I need. Apothecary gives me any sort of lifelink or things I need. Do we go for the risk, or do we mulligan and hope for a better second hand? I think because we're going first, we go for the mulligan. Because we're going first. Because we have the other effects. They also, as they taken a mulligan, I'm going to keep this, throw back a Scorching Shot. We have a Blood Hustler. We can fake our own death. Any red gets us a Bedevil. This gives us more playables. Still definitely a little mana punished. I wouldn't mull, but I always get land screwed in these situations. That is fair. What's the statement? Screw always beats flood. And I am playing 16 lands, so the chances of my flood is a bit more of a screw is more likely. So it's like, I would be a flood situation, but it's not exactly a good spot to be in. But hey, never punished. Never punished. Bring out that Blood Hustler, and we could bedevil anything they play. I think we just throw it out. This is a hard consideration. Do you just throw out your kill spell to maintain tempo, or do you conserve it for a proper threat? If they're going to kill my Blood Hustler, obviously we're sparing it. Alright. The question is, I think I'm going to I'm going to plot the Unscrupulous Contractor. If they Desert Stew, perfect. I think I just fake my own death and keep that around, and I get a treasure token. Yeah, I think I like that. And then like that treasure token can be used with Rooftop Assassin or Unscrupulous Contractor. I miss half the blowout, but still 1-for-1s. I keep a threat in play. I have a kill spell. Blood Hustler has the potential to just grow and grow and grow. Fake your own death against Patient Naturalist would have been much better, no denying that. My opponent is now no longer mana screwed. So I can attack Rooftop Assassin. I could Bedevil and Swing in, but if I do that, then I don't really have a kill spell anymore. Oof, I'm actually in a tough spot, just because that Patient Naturalist is I probably should have just gone for the Unscrupulous Contractor play. I could plot Unscrupulous Contractor and be ready to sacrifice it if they do something reckless. I don't think bedeviling a 2/3 is worthwhile when Bloodhunter can grow my way out of it. I don't think I want to play this just to sacrifice it immediately. I would draw 2 cards. So I can use this, sacrifice itself, draw 2 cards, lose 2 life. This is a difficult position because I got my sacrifice outlets. They have cards on me. So I have to consider that this game, if this game goes long, they win it. I'm gonna plot this. It's ambitious, and like I feel like I've played multiple. I've already made 2 mistakes in this game. I think I have already made 2 mistakes in this game. So, and that might have been one of them, but like, I feel like I just need to find my way around this situation. Patient Naturalist attacking in is not really a punishment. This guy living on would be a punishment. So I think, so I can bedevil that, turn this into a 2/2. I think I'm going to start by Unscrupulous Contractor to sacrifice itself to draw 2 cards. The Deadeye Duelist blocks the Patient Naturalist well enough. I think that's fine. Probably should have done this last turn then, because then I could have got the land. But this is a situation we're in now. This thing could keep growing. I say we don't give it the opportunity. And this allows my Blood Hustler to grow. And I think holding up the Corrupted Conviction is more important than the Deadeye Duelist right for this turn. On future turns, we might change that around. I definitely think I'm in a kind of... These sacrifice triggers aren't really lining up as I need them to. I should have saved that Figure on Death for a better position. Desperate Bloodseeker is a little unfortunate for me. So here's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to attack, and then if they block, I make each opponent lose 1 life, and I gain 1 life, which is a crime, which will allow me this to become a 3/3. And that should put me well within this game once more. And they plot a Black Snag Buzzard, which doesn't really scare me. Oh my gosh, I have a Skullduggery. I don't think that matters here. I'm going to start by attacking. Alright. And then I'm going to drop the Boneyard Desecrator because of the treasure token, which treasure tokens are quite valuable. I'm holding up both a Corrupted Conviction and a Skullduggery if they have trick like that. Alright. I think I want the card draw, and like Skullduggery keeps this alive, but I think with a 6/2 in play, I'm not going to be worried about that right now. Ambush Gigapede is a little rough for me, but we will find our way around. If they block the Ambush Gigapede, the menace means they have to block with multiple. Boneyard Desecrator stalls anything that's not Ambush Gigapede. You're a few turns late. If I attack and they don't block, I'm in a bad spot. If I attack and they do block, I'm in a good spot. Alright. This creates an untapped treasure token. That's very nice to know. So I could turn this into a 4/5, Skullduggery, and get it back. I think I'm just going to play the Deadeye Duelist and basically say you're in a bad spot. I could Skullduggery with the Deadeye Duelist to get myself into a good situation. To basically kill the Black Snag Buzzard because of the reach, to block the Patient Naturalist. If they attack with just the 6/2, I can block with the Deadeye Duelist and then sacrifice it to get myself some additional positions. This doesn't give me card advantage. Yeah. I'm going to wait on this because it seems like they're stopping here. That's perfectly fine. I can use the Forsaken Miner trigger, and then when I Skullduggery, I can actually have enough mana around to make the Deadeye Duelist more useful. All right, another Forsaken Miner. I am in a bad spot. I am not denying that in the slightest. We are going to do this now because I need the treasure token, I think, and I need the extra mana. All right. Rattle back Apothecary. Why did it tap, leaving my red open? I really dislike Auto Tapper. So now I need to sacrifice the treasure to bring back the Forsaken Miner. Thank you, Auto Tapper. I need to stop them from like Gigapede powerhouse plays. I think I have some maneuvers, but it's just like that Auto Tapper maneuver. Losing the extra black for Forsaken Miner actually is hitting me really hard right now. Because if I did that, I could play it black. All the cards in my hand are black. Why did you tap my swamps? Thanks, Auto Tapper. Yep, that is not unreasonable, honestly. So let's see. I think this kills the 4-2. This kills the 3-2. This kills the 1-3, and I shrink down the Desperate Bloodseeker with Skullduggery, and give this guy lifelink. And then I take 5. Alright, target creature I control, target creature I don't control. And now here's the annoying thing. So this guy's going to gain lifelink. And now I have to sacrifice the treasure because of the Auto Tapper. Thank you. Is there a second Forsaken... Oh, there's a second Forsaken Miner in my graveyard. I didn't even realize that. Alright. Well, I think at this point, now I win the late game, because I have a Consuming Ashes. I can sacrifice... Okay. So now we're in a good spot, as long as the Auto Tapper stops screwing me over. But yeah, notice that I did not get the second Forsaken Miner because of Auto Tapper. Alright. So, tap correctly. Thank you. Then I pay 1, shoot them. Here we are. Now we start doing things the way I like them. Alright. I think I just swing in with everything but the Deadeye Duelist. Let's see. If they can only double block, so they can't kill it. And the 2 Forsaken Miners, if they block with that, I Rooftop Assassin, and like this is all positives for me, I think. They have to use a combat trick, and I have 2 that I get to hold up to counter. Oh no, they killed a Forsaken Miner. Not really an issue right now. They can't block with their Forsaken Miner, which is why you go on the aggressive. Alright. I think I actually would just prefer to... keep mana open. Alright, they're at 5 health. Let's see. So yeah, I think just holding up the Consuming Ashes might just be the correct play here. And if they do nothing, again, make my Boneyard Desecrator even bigger, sack the Forsaken Miner, and get 2 more. Pillage the Bog. They're looking for a card that can get them out of this situation. If it's a big freaking creature, I just kill it. If it's not a big freaking creature, I don't think it's enough. They do not have... It's white and black. The only board clears are in... what color is it? White. So, I think we're good. They have one thing to give a... Murder, destroy target creature. Alright, I can't protect it. Good play on their part. Good play. But the fact that they had to pull out a kill spell instead of like a way to get board presence is huge for me. Alright. Well, I'm definitely blocking here. They're out of cards. So, I'm wondering, do I just Consuming Ashes this? I'm just like trying to map it out. I think I have lethal very soon. Okay, so hold up. So I Consuming Ashes, they're Desperate Bloodseeker. I bring back the Forsaken Miner, I shoot them in the face, they're at 4. I attack with all. They go to 2, they go to 1. I do not have lethal. Okay. That being said, I think we want this as just the body. A 2/2 flying lifelinker, I think, does huge work for us. I think we save it one more turn. All right. So this, and then I have enough to Skullduggery. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. I'm gonna. I don't think I need. I'm not sure I need it, but I thought I'd do it anyways, just to make sure. Submit 0. Yep. And that prime is enough. All right, cool. Definitely made a lot of mistakes. Definitely could have played that better in a lot of ways. Definitely need to watch the auto tapper. Oh my gosh, why are you tapping my black lands when I have no red cards? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so it looks like our opponent got mana flooded quite a bit. They do have cards to take advantage of that mana flood, but yeah, those Forsaken Miners do a lot. If you have the deck that could use them, they do a lot. Let's see. I just want... One of these is you should always reflect on your plays, see what you could be doing better. I think using the Figure on Death on my Blood Hustler, definitely plotting that card and then just playing it to sacrifice itself later was a bad play. So this is another 2-land hand, but unlike last time, I have Forsaken Miner turn 1. I need to organize that, but yeah, Forsaken Miner turn 1. And then I think I Deadeye Duelist. If I draw a land, I could Blood Hustler and immediately shoot. And this also allows me to block their Forsaken Miner. I'm blocking. What combat trick do you have? Didn't think so. Perfect. I'm only attacking with you. We are doing it like this because we have a Skullduggery or the Deadeye Duelist if there's nothing worth Skulldugging. Let's see it. I could... Oh. Really quick. Get myself the pump. No reason to expend the Skullduggery if I don't need to. Let's see if you have anything to respond with. No? Alright. I can play Karvek and still hold up the Deadeye Peen. I think it's just better to play Akul and say, hey, have fun killing this. Yep, here's a 5/5. If you have... Yep. They didn't have a turn 4 play. I'm pretty sure they had curve into turn 3. I was literally thinking about Skullduggering the harbor, like when they attacked, Skullduggery just to kill the Hard Bristle Bandit so that whatever they were going to do after combat wouldn't work. So here's the thing that I thought I probably made a mistake. When they attacked with the Forsaken Miner, I thought what they were going to do was tap all of this to play the Rooftop Assassin, killing my Deadeye Duelist. And then they take advantage of the board. Alternatively, I could have Skullduggered. I kill the Forsaken Miner and the Hard Bristle Bandit. It still commits a crime, and they only have 3 mana now instead of the full 4. That I think would have been a better play. But either way, I did not get punished. Yeah, turn 3 having 4 mana and not taking advantage of it, costly for my opponent. Very costly for my opponent. But yeah, Skullduggery versus all of the what was it saying? Yeah, the fact that we had a Skullduggery, they had a mana sink card that could die to a Skullduggery, I should have just triggered that off a little sooner. All right. Ooh. All right. Any sort of considerations? Sorry, I'm just like now thinking about, could I have 2 cards that splash blue and I have cards that make treasures? Could I have just played the Cruel Ultimatum? I still think the answer is no, but it's just funny to think about. All right. Forsaken Miner, attack, play the Festering Gulch. Next turn, Mountain, attack, Rowback Apothecary. If I draw a red, Akul, and by then, hopefully, if they manage to finish all of that off, Hollow Marauder comes in, thanks to being cheaper. But yeah, I'm going to say that we probably find a Hollow Marauder being too expensive a lot of the time. Oh, if Hollow Marauder is cheap enough, the trigger actually gives us it's a crime when it enters the battlefield, so we could do something with that. All right. Start by attacking. You never block. If you block, you're making a mistake, and you surely know that. Please make the mistake. My opponent is really thinking on it. Oof. If they block, Festering Gulch commits a crime and they get taken out. So they should not block. If they block, they tell me they're very defensive, and they tell me they're happy to make mistakes. I think I still play the Gulch now, just because, like, I could play that Rowback Apothecary into things, but I just don't think it's worth the risk. I think this next turn, I attack and then I play my land. Just the extra bait is valuable. Yeah, I've seen other people play Fake Your Own Death. It actually turns out pretty well. Insatiable Wolverine after playing your land drop. Opponent. We are once again threatening that we have another desert land to just get this for free. I think they might take the trade because fair for them, but yep. All right, so we play Rattleback, then we play Akul, and then I think we're in a positive situation no matter what happens after that. They have to really punish us here. Throw from the Saddle does some good work. A big, scary, beefy body could help. There's a few things, but... Oh my gosh, this giving this Forsaken Miner... Okay, that's a way for them to get back into this game. Kill all Outlaws. That's fair enough. Alright, well. How do you plan to kill Akul? And if they don't kill it this turn, I can play Prickly Pear and have a Fake Your Own Death ready for it. But yeah, Caught in the Crossfire did some work. 5-4, Reach Vigilance. I think I let it through, and then on the second go around, I block. Because this turn, I do not have Fake Your Own Death. Now I have Fake Your Own Death. Like, once the turn rotates back around, I have Fake Your Own Death. Alright. I'm going to pretend I don't see the reach, the fact that it has Vigilant, that has Reach. Yep, nope, they saw right through it. That's perfectly fine. But here, now I have Prickly Pear, and Fake Your Own Death giving +2 attack allows Prickly Pear to trigger twice. If they go to kill something this turn, the Figure on Death does work. If they fail to kill something, Prickly Pear does work. Yeah, so Figure on Death is looking really good right now because it's a good... It maintains tempo parity very effectively. Alright, blocking here. Then we're faking our own death. The only card I think that punishes us is the Quick Draw, which is such a rare card to see in decks because it's just so bad normally. So I think the correct answer was actually to sacrifice their Varmint just to stop that from being such a blowout. Let's see. Do I pump Akul, or do I just attack with Akul, tell them you're at 5 health? Let's see. 4-3. Does that do any difference to the math? No. I think... I think I pump it once. Bringing them to 4, I think, is actually significant. No. Because here's the thing. I think I want to block with at least one mercenary. I think because I want to block with a mercenary, just one is enough. Alright, here we are. And then we're going to play the Marauder, which will trigger and allow us to bring back the Forsaken Miner. Here we are. Yep. Akul is a bomb for a reason. As long as it lives, you must warn. Powerhouse. If we brought them to 3, this would bring them to 2. Yeah, I think just that was fine. Definitely having the mercenary to block. I think we could have just kept them at 5, honestly. Whatever the case, we are now at 3 wins and 0 losses. This deck is doing the work. But it's definitely just Akul is a lot of numbers. Akul and Forsaken Miner. Alright, Nezumi Linkbreaker into Desperate Bloodseeker into Unscrupulous Contractor. Okay, Linkbreaker is being a sacrifice outlet for Nezumi Linkbreaker is pretty great. With the Armadillo, I think playing the Bloodseeker to be able to just gain some lifelink health along the way. Okay, never mind. I'm going to play the Deadeye Duelist instead. Basically, this is just, it commits crimes later. It does nothing, like, I can't attack through that Bristleback Sentry anyways. This is much slower. Okay. We need to draw a kill spell ASAP. Ornery Tubblewag will just win the game on its own. All right. That is not... So, yeah, we have enough kill spells in this deck. We just need to draw them before this Ornery Tubblewag closes out the game single-handedly. My opponent is low on cards, so I think if we kill the Tumblewag... Oh, that Armadillo is about to become a threat too, so we need even more, unfortunately. But yeah, they can't really attack with... Let's see, if they put that, they become a 5/5. We block with all. Alright. Tethering. Okay, so now we can't even kill the Tumble... If they attack with the Tumblewag, there's nothing we can do. Ugh. They should have... They did not crew the Tumblewag. That is a positive sign. They did not crew the Tumblewag. Now they can only attack with the Armored Armadillo. Alright. That was a little lucky for us. I think we just start with Corrupted Conviction, because we... This is why you play 16 lands, so that you don't draw more lands than playables. The fact that we still drew more lands than playables is just the unfortunate matter of the fact. Well, we drew 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have drawn over half the lands in our entire deck. And it's turn 4. Alright, they can attack with the Ornery Tubblewag now. Really? Do we take it? Yeah. We need to... They're not crewing the Tumblewag. If they crewed the Tumblewag and got bigger, like, I'm tapped out of... Could you stop? Alright. Let's provoke them. This thing can't block anyways. We have a Festering Gulch. They're not getting lifelink anyways. Alright. Yeah, no, so we are mana flooded. Our opponent has an Ornery Tubblewag. We could still draw kill spells to get ourselves out of this situation. But like also our opponent is playing the Ornery Tubblewag poorly. There are so many more things the opponent could be doing to us in an even worse situation. So the opponent's giving us an opportunity. We are just drawing too many lands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of our lands. 11. How many lands are left in our deck? We have 16 lands in our deck. There are 5 left. I'm still going to keep swinging in with this because it can't block and at least imposes the threat of something more to our opponent. And I could use Deadeye Duelist to bring it back anyways. So, which is the only thing I have mana for. Yeah, my opponent could have killed us this turn if they were playing more aggressively. Yeah, I mean, listen, sometimes you draw more lands than playables. And you just have to live with it. I see no reason to change the parity. The situation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. So this game ended a while ago. I'm still playing because... I don't know. Maybe I get kill spell into kill spell into... Honestly, I'm still playing to see just how many lands we will draw. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 of our... We have 16 lands in the deck. We drew 12. Notes, of these cards in the graveyard, 2 of them were milled, so we didn't even draw them. Opponents! Just kill us! Swing in and we literally cannot live! Yes, there you are. And now I have to block the Armored Armadillo, because if I don't, they'll give it +6/+6. And I'm dead. Alright. Change targets. Maybe they don't see that they can pump the Armadillo. Lord knows they've been making mistakes this long. I wish I could just throw my hand out in front of the opponent and just be like, yep. Oh, they still have the... Oh, wait, no, they... Yeah. Yeah. Also, I mean, here's the thing. If you're going to face an opponent that has Ornery Tumblewag and other powerhouses, it's good to do it on the same opponent that you drew no cards and just lands. Yep. 12 of my 16 lands. Alright. I know bad luck is not a resource, but I hope it's all flowed out. Drain the swamp. Move back to the actual games. Alright. Forsaken Miner, into Deadeye Duelist, into Blood Hustler, Crime, into possible Akul if I get a red. Yeah, this deck loves going first, but I think our opponent went first this time. They mold again once, so we do have card advantage on them, but we are the aggro deck. Maybe we're not the aggro deck. Okay. Hello, opponents. Well, I mean, our curve is set. We have a 1-drop, a 2-drop, a great turn 3, into a cool. Opponent's doing some nice things. Are you really trading? Yeah, you never trade. You never trade there. Here's the question. Do I block into a combat trick? Yes, because that stops any additional pressure that they're applying. If they're using a combat trick, they're not doing something else, effectively. Alright. Blood Hustler? Oh, should have attacked her. Oh well. Alright. Question is, do I throw my Blood Hustler in front of the Reckless Lackey and tell them to make a combat trick? That is the big question. So yeah, they are starting to notice that I'm holding up a crime as we speak. I'm going to block like this so that if they do have a combat trick, they gain less life. All right, so they are mana screwed, I just realized, because they went first and they have less lands than me. All right. And with the opponent mana screwed, do I play Karvik? I think I just play a cool and say, hey, have fun getting around a 5/5. Because, yeah, at 2 lands, there aren't many ways to pull it off. All right. So now they are forcing through the kill spell over at Akul, not at Blood Hustler or anything. They still haven't drawn a land. That is very unfortunate for our opponent. I intend to take full advantage of their misfortune, but I should know. It is pretty sad. I think I just attack with Akul and the Forsaken Miner. I see no reason to throw my Blood Hustler through into this wall of death. I think I... Oh, then I can't... I think... Okay, so I think I'm gonna play... So, yeah, if I Deadeye Duelist, I have a way to peen during their turn and during my turn. I have an additional blocker. They're stuck on lands. The fact that this basically threatens more damage. I can tap 4, 7, 6. Weird spot. I think that's actually it. Commit a crime here. Gets me a bit more health. And then next turn I can block. Pump there at 6. And the Deadeye Duelist must be killed along with the Akul. Deadeye Duelist plus Akul is a kill. If they have something to kill, if they have like a Bedevil here, Bedevil's not enough, but Scorching Shots is the 2-mana deal 5. I can still Corrupted Conviction my Akul, turn it into card draw. Karvik later will become Akul again, use the Deadeye Duelist, which is insane now that I think about it. Because target black card from my graveyard, which Akul is a black card. Explosive Derailment on there. I mean, actually, hold up. If I just shot with Deadeye Duelist, that was lethal. I made a mistake there, everyone. I made a mistake there. Oh, wait, they have blood. Never mind. They have a Desperate Bloodseeker to gain life. That was not a mistake. That was perfectly acceptable. All right. This only does black cards, but I think it's about time we play it and just put them through the ringer. Why did I not attack with Forsaken Miner? That was a mistake on my part. Oh well. I do not think the damage is going to matter given the situation they're already in. So I did make a mistake there. It is worth noting. Mistakes occur. I do not think it mattered. All right. Keep it moving. Keep it going. The only game we've lost was the absurd mana flood game. Monstrous Warleech. Picked mill 4 cards. So this could be pretty big with some of the new card, with the, not the spree cards, but like the push pull, sort of like just being an 8 mana card in my grave. I wonder if there's something there. Probably not, because it's still a 4 mana card. Yeah, just given that's a 4 mana card, it's probably not. Nothing's there. All right, Forsaken Miner first. Then we can attack. If they block Festering Gulch, bring back the Forsaken Miner. If they don't block Gulch, Link Breaker. And then I have a Bedevil. And then I start building it for Hollow Marauder. Yeah, no, these Forsaken Miners are doing amazing, and this Link Breaker is doing good enough. Link Breaker is definitely like it's a weak link, but it does its job. It has a job and it does it. And that's all you need. And I think I do play the Festering Gulch because next turn I want to play Karvek. Because, yeah, tap lands do have the cost of they come into play tap. So. Summon Outcaster? Do I Bedevil that? I think I play a land. Attack as if I have a... I think I'm going to attack with a Forsaken Miner. Just scare them into thinking I have a combat trick. I'm not scared of the Beast Spawned Outcaster right now. Alright. I have to be careful. I could accidentally exile my Forsaken Miner with Karvik if I'm not paying attention. It is up to 1, so I don't have to exile it, but I might make a mistake if I'm not being careful. Wily Duke. Okay, that's a card worth kill. Red Deviling. Actually, if I attack with Forsaken Miner, I mean, I think that's fine. Alright. Channel logo is very cool. Oh, yeah, I have a friend. I gotta figure out how to connect it with things, but yeah, my friend made the logo for me. I paid some money. I gotta look up what their name was again. But yeah, I specifically had it made because I love the idea of just like this little tadpole having to climb its way up in the world. And yeah, so yeah, the joke of the logo is that logo is it is a tadpole. If you look closely, it's actually inside a pond that's just too big for it. Just kept growing and never actually evolved. Gosh, why? I can't think of the name right now. I sincerely apologize to the person who made the logo for me for still failing to remember the name of their thing. I think I just Bedevil this and keep swinging in. It threatens my Karvek, but I think it's worth just the pressure on my opponent, because if they block the Karvik, they're taking 5 and they're lethal. If they don't block the Karvik, they're taking more, threatening more lethal. And I think we do this first, simply because this prevents them from blocking. Basically put them between a rock and a hard place. And the more rocks they stop. Forsaken Miner, I see the argument for it. I don't think that's the block. Unfortunately, I would have to get back to you, Grixis Leader, on who the why can't I think of their name? But yeah, I met them when playing Dungeons and Dragons with them. Super cool person. Oh, I just learned what is a tadpole. Yes, a tadpole is a baby frog, effectively. It, yeah, I forget that a lot of people watch from English as a second language. Am I well understood as someone who speaks ESL? I'm just wondering, like, is this, like, I know that sometimes it's hard to approach things that I just want to see. I try to make my stream as approachable as possible. I know that's something that really goes over my head. I talk fast, so I recognize how that's a mistake. But either way, our opponent is currently looking dead on board. They need an instant speed response for this game. Because I am attacking for lethal, and I'm probably playing the Deadeye Duelist. Oh, you're from Canada. Okay, so you're not very far away. Right, I forget Canadians speak French. Right, that's why French was offered. So I took 3 years of French back in high school. I don't remember anything of it, I'll be honest. Alright, steer clear. That was something. Do they have another combat trick? They need something to keep their B-spawn outcaster alive, or this is game. Alright. I'm going to play Boneyard Desecrator, because if they don't have a creature... Boneyard Desecrator or Deadeye Duelist? I think Desecrator, because this says, hey, you need a creature next turn, or Menace gets you. And it sets the Menace is getting them. They also have to... The Link Breaker bringing them to 1, then means it's lethal with a Deadeye Duelist. So, we have lethal 3 ways. So, just keep swinging in. If they surprise another creature, Nezumi Link Breaker does the job. If they don't, Menace does the job. Holy cows, gaining life. Good for them. Alright. Link Breaker still does some damage, and then Hollow Marauder. And I better manually tap, because if I don't, DS is going to happen. Right, so they have to double block. I will kill the Holy Cow. Don't. The auto-ordering is mean sometimes. No. We have 2 Forsaken Marauders in my graveyard. I want to do it like this. Thank you. You are talking very clearly. Fast, but not too fast. Yes! I can catch each word. Awesome. Thank you. I know I talk fast, even when I get excited, I sometimes talk faster. And I do recognize that, and that was what I was worried about. But anyways, I think our opponent is now well and dead. They had a very good control game, but I think I just dismantled it well enough. I'm still at 17 health. This Outcaster, I will say, I'm really proud of my opponent for realizing that they had to play this plot this on turn 2 and just play it on turn 3 with no advantage. I think my opponent did everything they could to win this game. I think my opponent played very well. The steer clear, the Wily Duke. The only thing they could have done better is they could have blocked the Forsaken Miner back when they had the Outcaster, but they had no idea. They probably thought I had some other bigger threat. They thought they were just going to get shot. I would get the creature back, and it wasn't worth the risk. Once they made the change and realized what was going on, my opponent played it as well I think they could have. So props to our opponents. Unfortunately, double Forsaken Miner early on in the game is amazing. All right. We are at 5 wins. So at 5 wins, oh, I am an MTGA streamer too. Yeah, I expected with a name like Grixis Leader you would be. You mostly play constructed formats. I play some previous drafts if I can afford some. I understand. So draft has the issue, if you're not good at it, it's very expensive. If you do the math on it, once you give above 50% win rate, it is better to go into Premier Draft than Quick Draft for gems and cards. But again, above 50% win rate. By the natural law of things, I'm going to keep this hand, by the way. It's dangerous, but we can play turn 2 Blood Hustler into Bloodseeker, and then we have Miner waiting for us once we have mana. But, yeah, the problem with that is the statement, you have to win over 50% of your games. By nature, 50% of people don't succeed in that task. So there's that. Mana, the fact that we do not have mana is really bad for us, but I think we will manage, and we just got rewarded. I think I go with the Bloodseeker, mill them. I think that is the better play. On a later turn, I could Scorching Shot and Forsaken Miner. And yes, I think running head first into a steer clear is perfectly acceptable. What if I just mana ruined my opponents? Yep. Played Magic forever, thought I got out of it, but it pulled me back in. That is the story of many people. Many people have that story. I could have used Bloodhunter to get myself, to cause them to lose more life now. I think the extra pressure is worth more, especially since we have a Scorching Shot, so their first creature is probably just going to get blown out if it's fast-paced, blown out if it's slow-paced. Cool. All right, so now we're going to Scorching Shot, attack, and if they get a kill spell, we fake our own death. And if they don't have a kill spell, Forsaken Miner gets to come in cleanly. And yeah, just this extra aggression is really nice. Aggression is really difficult to do in this format, which means if you can do aggression well in this format, you will win a lot of games. As I said, very difficult to do. Don't just assume you're the aggressive deck because you're trying to be the aggressive deck. We just had the cards to pull it off. And that's why I took the Nezumi Link Breaker. Like, that is normally a bad card, unless playing a turn 1 play is that valuable. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I realize you're taking this as serious advice. Yes, yep, basically just... Oh, I just realized I also mana ruined them. They probably needed the islands, and I just ripped them all out of their deck. But yeah, so... since you probably are considering draft, another thing worth knowing about this format, green is very powerful. There are two basic reasons. One, green makes it very easy to splash additional colors. So if you end up like in green-red and then an awesome blue bomb comes in, you could just splash in that blue bomb pretty effectively. There's a lot of there's deserts that help you splash, and green has cards to help you get those deserts with net positive tempo. So that's one reason. And the other reason is, remember how I said it's a slow format? Well, in a slow format, you actually have the time to play some big creatures. Now, you shouldn't glut your entire top end with just big creatures, but if you get a Cactarantula, if you get to the Spinewoods Paladin, those are big creatures that are going to play serious pressure on the board, and they're commons. They're not going to be the thing that wins you the game, but it's the thing that draws out the counter spells, that draws out the kill spells, all of that stuff, so then you can play your big win conditions. And I guess third, Oko's in this format. If you happen to draft Oko, of course you're playing Oko. And he's green-blue. So green is generally the strongest color. I'm not sure. That only matters if green's given to you. Always pick the colors that make sense for you. And obviously, so fun fact, Grixis is a deck in this format. The problem with the Grixis deck, you need a lot of those deserts. Like, I want to be clear, Mr. Grixis leader. I have a Spirebluff Canal, and I have this Soured Springs. If I got two more, if this deck wasn't so aggressive, if this deck was more control-oriented, if Iron Fist Pulverizer, if these Ambush Gigapedes were better for my deck, I'd be playing Cruel Ultimatum. So, worth noting, splashing is possible, but I think people overvalue splashing. Do be wary if you splash too much. Important thing to note when splashing in Limited, you splash cards that you splash don't come into play till turn 5 at the minimum. So if you're splashing a 2-drop, you're not doing it properly, unless that 2-drop is good on turn 5. So that's one of the things you should always be wary of. A lot of people, my first failed draft in this format, I played Surprise Grixis because I had amazing Grixis cards, but the problem was I couldn't splash the colors properly. I was playing all 3 colors across my 1-drops and 2-drops and 3-drops. So when I got the cards, I couldn't play them. All right, Blood Hustler doing its job. Bedevel, Scorchy Shot. All right, we have Blood Hustler and kill spells. This is a bit of an eggs meat basket situation. If they kill my Blood Hustler, that might just be the game. But I have a Skullduggery. If they don't kill my Blood Hustler, Cruel Ultimatum and MTG from the Shard of Alara set. Nice. All right. Do I attack? Do I Bedevil? Do I Forsaken Miner? Hold up Skullduggery. I think I Forsaken Miner, hold up Skullduggery. Let them crew the Arynx, and then I Skullduggery it. That's my play. I see no reason to trade my Blood Hustler for an Ankle Biter. Oh, man. Crew it. You know you want to. Good man. There we are. So, the thing is, when they crew like that, how do I phrase this? I'm going to save the Bedevil. I want them to invest into the Congregation Gryph, and then I'm going to Bedevil it. Oof. I might need to clear shot that instead. I'm still going to stick with this, because I have a Scorching Shot, and this Blood Hustler is slowly becoming big enough. If I draw a land, I could Forsaken Miner. Alright. Do I... I definitely attack with a Forsaken Miner. I think I'm good just using the Forsaken Miner. I'm going to Boneyard Desecrator and just say I'm going to start applying more pressure. I'd rather play more threats than try to get some Scorching Shot, than like save up for the red. But the moment I get that second red, and this was one of the threats, because I have such intense mana demands, it's starting to get costly. All right, they crew the Giant Beaver. Here's the thing: I can attack with a Boneyard Desecrator, and sack. They can't block with. If they block the Giant Beaver, they get an advantage. Ooh, do I play Akul? So there's a few plays. I can attack with a Boneyard Desecrator, sack the Forsaken Miner. I could Scorching Shot this thing. A lot of options. I think I just start with this. I want to see how they respond. All right. Goes through. Let's play a big threat. Now, that Giant Beaver being a 5/5 is a little difficult, but the Scorching Shot's going to help. If we draw a land, we can Scorching Shot and still Blood Hustler effects. All right. So they can only attack with a 5/5. No blocks this turn. All right. Do I have a lethal setup? No, but here's an idea. I could tap double black to sacrifice that, then Scorching Shot, kill that, then immediately get the Forsaken Miner back, attack with a 4/5. And I think that's good enough. So red, black, black. Use this to sacrifice the Forsaken Miner. Then I Scorching Shot. Does 5 damage target creature. Let's kill this Giant Beaver. Autopay. This is 4 damage. So they're going to be at 6 health from this. Then this is 2 4 damage threats. They are forced to chump somewhere in here. Actually, hold up. I am forced to chump. They have 8 damage. They have 9 damage if they don't block. I cannot sacrifice to make that bigger. I think this is good enough. They have to trade the Ankle Biter, but now I have this 4/5 that they can't attack into. They're at 6 health. And Cunning Coyote might just be the push I need. They need to kill 2 separate creatures this turn. So if they take for a ride, so the importance of that attack is if they had, there's a card called Take for a Ride, or throw off the saddle. That's what it's called. Throw from the saddle. It would be a kill spell that turns a giant beaver into a 5/5. If they had the ankle biter and I attacked with all, well, actually, could I have attacked with all? So the thing is, I just think the Blood Hustler was eventually worse than my Boneyard Desecrator, simply because this is getting bigger. It needs to be blocked. Next turn, I have Coyote. Put it on Akul. Have lethal. Ooh, that puts them right back into this game. No, it doesn't. This puts them in a good spot, but they're not in the game. The Boneyard Desecrator single-handedly, and this is what I was saying, the Boneyard Desecrator having that extra power single-handedly keeps them out of this game. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to Cunning Coyote. I'm not going to attack with it. I'm using it literally to get a cool into 6 power, because it gives another target creature, and then I attack. Nothing else has reach, so they have to chump block the Akul. And since they're chump blocking the Akul, that allows, that means that they're stuck in that position for next turn. And now I have an additional blocker. I think it's better to actually play the land and just make sure Boneyard Desecrator has the ability to sacrifice both Forsaken Miner and the Coyote if I need to. Basically, their plan here is swing out. That is the only play they have. I block 1. Good game. All right. Block here. Block here. Then I'm going to sacrifice the Forsaken Miner. I am not going to sacrifice the Cunning Coyote on the following grounds. We already have lethal. If they have a trample effect, I would have died. So I'm going to let them kill the Coyote instead of blocking it. My turn. All right. Just enough lands and no more. Awesome. Whew. Oh, I just realized, Grix, that you just said that you played the original Shard. Nice. The original Cold. So back then, Cruel Ultimatum was like, I'm pretty sure that was the constructed deck of the time. So that's pretty awesome, Grixis Leader. Sorry that I took so long for that to wrap in my head. Either way, 7 wins, 1 loss. And what did it? It was just aggression. If you can pull off aggression, it works. The notes about that aggression, 3 1-drops. So right off the bat, if you have decent 1-drops, that does work. Most decks do not have 1-drops at all. If you're not the aggressive deck, there's little point in having 1-drops. So if you are the aggressive deck, 1, you're going to get them. 2, if they are good. Like, this Forsaken Miner did so much work. Then it's just like also having a solid 2-drops right behind it. Blood Hustler was constantly a threat that they had to deal with. If they left it on ground, it did a lot. Deadeye Duelist, constant way to chip damage. Even when they got the big creatures, the extra 1 damage each turn was huge, plus the ability to trigger crimes, which for the other 2 cards, I don't think I ever drew this card. That being said, from playing against it, Vile Smatcher is insane. Any of the 2-color cards, for the uncommon 2-color cards, are usually insane. No problem. I'm not sure if it was this strong, honestly. I just know that it was amazed by the power if you could cast it. So in case you're wondering, I specifically remember during that format, there was a Grixis control deck that would run, I think, 3 copies of Cruel Ultimatum. And basically the question of who wins is who casts Cruel Ultimatum first. People started playing cards that, when this card is discarded, have an additional effect, because it was their only way to get back into the game from Cruel Ultimatum. That last part I'm not sure is true, but I know for a fact Cruel Ultimatum was format defining. It was a very strong card. There's a reason Grixis is probably the most beloved 3-color combination. I think it was the only ultimatum that saw play during that era, because they had 5. Now they have 10, and I think there was a combo deck with the green, blue, black ultimatum, but that was it. Yeah. Definitely having enough card draw was nice. I stand by the 16 land pick. Our only loss was literally having too many lands. That's funny. The Hollow Marauder, when it does work, it's great, and it didn't get stuck in our... The thing is, and I think this is the answer. This card is the top end for your more aggressive deck. if you're a controlling deck, I've had this in a controlling deck, you don't get enough creatures in your graveyard to cast this for any less than 7. You sometimes cast it for 6, and at 6 mana, there's a lot of other 6 mana cards. Ambush Gigapede does a lot of the same work. It's not that this card's bad, it's that just, like, if you don't have a way to get this out, it means nothing. This card did a lot of... I think it was because we had such cheap cards. Yeah. I think it's because we have such cheap cards. Oh yeah, the Ikoria Lair of the Behemoth. Yep, I remember that. I will say I have lost that, where it's like, all right, I'm going to show you 3. So, for those who don't know, the Ultimatum, you pick 3 cards that I think they all have to be monocolored and all have to be different named. The opponent chooses 1 to shuffle back in your library, and the other 2 you cast. But the thing is, the way that Ultimatum deck works is any of the 2 cards, any 2 of the 3 cards together, like, I think 1 was Omniscience, and the other was a 2-card combo. So, either you get rid of the Omniscience, and you have a combo, or they get half of the 2-card combo, and they have Omniscience in play. That was how the Sultai Ultimatum blew people out. Boneyard Desecrator did a lot of work. That was really nice, but I think that was only because this was top ending an aggressive curve. So this card, and like, that's one of the things. Because most people aren't playing aggressive decks, cards that work within aggressive curves, they sometimes go around pretty well. Prickly Pear is always good, so that's difficult to find. Rattleback Apothecary is always good, difficult to find. Karvik the Punisher, this was... So funnily enough, I think this was almost always a 3-mana 3/3 with no additional effect. I just want to note that. Need to start your stream? Have a pleasure. Yeah, thank you, Grixis Leader. I need to go take care of Mother's Day stuff, so this is my only draft. Dude, that'd be awesome, Grixis. Feel free to come by anytime. I don't stream very often, I'm going to be honest. And it's kind of random when I do. But if you feel like it, feel free. Have a wonderful day, Grixis Leader. And thank you for coming by. But yeah, as for the wrap-up, Karvik was just a 3-mana 3/3. That's all it was. Which is kind of worth noting. Like, this is a good late game card, but we never got to... If we went to the late game, it's because we were going to die. Skullduggery, fantastic. I knew that this was going to be a great combat trick. What I didn't know is there was going to be so many 1-drops that are worth... 1 toughness creatures that were worth killing. I am going to move this up in how much I value it. Corrupted Conviction did enough. I mean, I feel like when this deck worked, it wasn't because it had card draw, it's because it didn't need card draw. Fake Your Own Death, good enough. Highway Robbery, I don't think we ever saw it. But yeah, we saw the Nuzumi Link Breaker. When you need a 1-mana card, this is a great 1-mana card. And I think just, yeah, this deck just worked out. This deck did everything it needed to do and nothing more.